Hi everyone, I'm Lubomira and thank you for joining me. If you're visiting for the first time, welcome to my channel, and if you're returning, it's great to have you back. I really love hearing from you and seeing the support. Speaking of support, if you like my videos and would like to see more of them, remember to hit those like and subscribe buttons. By selecting the little bell, you'll get notified every time I post a new video, so you never miss out on any of the crafty goodness. Today I'm sharing another one of my videos where we stretch the usage of our supplies, sometimes transforming the very stamps we have to fit more occasions. Last week I shared a Halloween card where I changed my stamp by adding hand-drawn details and masking. If you'd like to see that video, I'll leave a link in the description below. In today's video, I'm doing the opposite, removing details in my stamp by masking like they were never there in the first place. I'll be sharing two cards, one a holiday, using the image as intended, and the other will be the alternative. So stay tuned, you won't want to miss this. Let's get into the video. To start with, I'm going to do some stamping. I have this really adorable stamp set, Holiday Penguins from My Favorite Things. I love penguins, so of course that's what we're working on today, this little penguin with the gift box. The image is absolutely perfect for the holidays, but because he has earmuffs, it really limits the way you can use him. But this image is simple enough to do some creative masking so we can get some more usage out of him. I use the Mini Misty to stamp the image. This allows me to go back and restamp the image if need be. The first thing I do is ink my image and then mask the top portion of my penguin's head directly on the stamp using some Post-it tape. Now you could technically just wipe the area that you want to hide, but you run the risk of not getting the image entirely clean, which then will leave an impression. So I just find it easier to mask the portion instead. If you need to re-ink, just remove the mask, apply the ink, and then mask again. For any places that may not have an impression, simply draw in the missing details, in this case his head, using pencil and then go over it with a black permanent pen. I use a 4mm micron pen for this, but you can use whatever works best for you. I did stamp two other penguins off camera. One was just a regular stamped image and the other was masked using the same technique that I just showed you. If you have the cording dies, you can still use them. As you can see, when I die cut the image, I'm left with a little bulge for the earmuff. Since we don't have that anymore, all we have to do is snip off the extra with some scissors, and that leaves us with a perfect cutout. After I had my images, I did my coloring. I colored the penguins' bodies the same way and just changed the colors of the gifts, which I will show you here. My coloring is simple. I just color using the lightest and progress to the darkest where the shadow would be, and then back to the lightest for blending. For the colors I used in all my supplies, please see the description below. I created the background next. To do this, I used a die-cut stencil, which I talk about in one of my earlier videos about creative ways to use laminating sheets. If you're interested in that video, I'll link it below. The background die to create the stencil was the Hero Arts Fancy Die Window on Love. For the background, I ink blended Distress Oxide inks in the colors Scattered Straw, Spun Sugar, and Tumbled Glass. I kept the ink to the center heaviest and lighter towards the edges. I didn't completely blend the entire image, but rather just the center portion, trying to create some rainbow color variations using the inks. For the second background, I used some white glitz glitter gel from Gina K. To make sure my stencil stayed in place, I used pixie spray to adhere it temporarily to the card base before applying the paste with the palette knife. Once the glitter was spread, I peeled the stencil off and left the background to dry for several hours. I did some die cutting for each of these cards. I die cut the word joy and hugs. The word joy I die cut from a red cardstock and 3 layers of white. And the word hugs I die cut from a white glitter cardstock and also 3 layers of white cardstock. Each one of these had a shadow die as well, so I cut that from white vellum. I layered each of these words using glue, making sure to align the letters neatly. Now I have all my parts and I just have to put the cards together. First, I assemble my Christmas card. I glue a red card mat to my card base and then trim my glitter panel down so that it's a 1/2 inch smaller than a standard A2 panel. I round the corners before attaching the panel to my red base using foam tape, followed by the rest of the card elements. pop up my penguin on some foam tape and glue down the joy using liquid glue. My sentiment banner was a pre-made Cricut foiled sentiment that I also attached to the card using glue. To finish the card, I add some Nuvo drops on the card base for a pop of color. For the second card, I attached the panel directly to the card base and round the corners. Next, I placed the 2 penguins using foam tape. The second penguin came from that same set and was originally the penguin wearing the Santa hat, which I masked using the same technique I demonstrated earlier. I attached my word die and sentiment banner using liquid glue and finished the card with some gems. And that's it. So which is your favorite? Do you prefer the Christmas card or the birthday card? I'm torn between the two, but I do love that I can get more than just one type of card out of the stamp set. Let me know what you think. I hope you enjoyed watching this video and will join me for the next one. Please don't forget to leave your comments. I love hearing from you. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I hope you have an amazing day and see you soon. Bye.